Crookes Brothers. This one was founded back in the 1860s when a guy called Samuel Crookes first planted cane at a place called Renishaw on the KwaZulu Natal South Coast, believe it or not. Listed on the market in 1948, that's a long time ago. Today produces a range of primary agricultural products, not just sugar but also fruit down in the Cape and a couple of other places. Sold some land recently in the Komatipoort area. Has a market capitalization of about 700 million rand, price earnings ratio of 7.6, rather low, dividend yield of 3.4%. Some interesting guys on the board, and I noticed that RMB had a 30% stake in the business, which they sold to some crowd called Silver something or other. I did some investigating there, and it turns out that's a UK-based private equity group that invests in agricultural related investments across Africa. So that's interesting. I mean, that's a shareholder dynamic issue. But Ian, anything else that stands out for you about Crookes Brothers?
Not particularly. It's quite diversified from a product point of view. First of all, there's the fruit, the sugar, fruit, and sheep farming, and it's well diversified geographically within South Africa. But it's quite a small operation, and I think that I can only see cost escalations, that sort of agriculture going to be beset by labour problems. I just don't think there's too much to recommend it.
Ironically though, 700 million market cap sounds like relatively small for the market, but in the agricultural space, where there are lots of smaller operators and individual farmers, this is quite sizable. I mean, Anthony Hewitt, who's a friend of mine who's on the board, seems to be quite positive about the trend that they're on. I mean, they did, as I say, sell some land to a land restitution claim to the government and won that case, although there was a bit of delay on paying, surprise, surprise, by the government. I don't know though. I mean, if we're positive about Illovo and the rest of them, why aren't we positive about these guys if sugar is still the main part of the business?
Yeah, I don't know what percentage sugar is of that business, but I just think that they're not going to be, although they've been around so long, they're not going to be resistant to the new competitive flows that are coming through at the moment. So no, I just couldn't find it.
And a little bit, unfortunately, a little bit illiquid and untradeable. So again, when you can see a chart that looks like that, yes, you can see it's moving a little bit higher, but it looks chunky, which suggests that there's illiquidity problems, big bid-offer spread.
Sure. And if you just look at the volatility there's been in the last quarter, then I'm inclined to say I don't understand that, so I'd rather stay away from it.
Okay, and so unfortunately my rule is also under R1 billion is an automatic not hot. Too bad. Shame, eh? Harsh.